Hi, it's Melanie McGovern, Communications Director for Better Business Bureau of Upstate New York. Today, we are thrilled to have Greg Lindberg, Economic Development Specialist with the U.S. Small Business Administration, the Buffalo District Office. A lot of you may recognize Greg because we have used him as a resource quite a bit over the past few years for our BBB webinar series. But since the pandemic hit, the Small Business Administration has been a tremendous resource for Better Business Bureau for our accredited businesses and vice versa. We've been sharing a lot of information with the SBA, things that we might not provide as an organization that they provide, which is why we're here. We have 5 questions for Greg. We're going to start firing them off right now. First, a lot of people might not know, what is the SBA and what do you do to help small businesses?
Well, thanks for having me on today, Melanie. Appreciate it. And so the SBA, the U.S. Small Business Administration, is a federal agency. We were tasked with our orders in 1953 by Dwight Eisenhower, and we work to ignite change, spark creativity, and help businesses start, grow, expand, and recover. SBA has offices in all 50 states, as well as Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So anywhere you could want to be in business in the U.S. or a U.S. territory, we're there to help.
So Greg, how does the SBA help a small business?
So SBA helps small businesses in a bunch of different ways. There are 3 main things we like to call the 3 C's. The first is access to capital, and that helps put capital in the hands of small business owners. Every year in this country, SBA guarantees $30 billion in loans for small businesses. Those are loans that may or may not have, gotten across the table if we weren't there to help. And that's, we're here for the startups. We're here for people that don't have a huge banking history, especially with their business, to help get them financed and help get them started. The second thing is government contracting. The U.S. government, a lot of people don't know this, is the largest buyer of goods and services in the world. The U.S. government spends over $400 billion a year on different projects, and that's just not tanks and planes, right? There's plenty of other things that the government buys, paper, construction services, janitorial services. So there's a lot of opportunity for small businesses out there, and we really focus on making sure the government meets their goals of getting 23% of all federal contracts have to go to small businesses. So that's almost a $100 billion pie when you look at it. So that's also a big opportunity for small businesses. And we also offer counseling services, counseling and education. We have 4 different resource partners: SCORE, our small business development centers, our women's business centers, and our veteran business outreach centers as well. Those are all funded by the SBA. And at SBA, as we talked about before, we do a lot of webinars and training, and we used to do in-person training, but here we are virtually now, and that's okay. It's our job to help educate and help businesses grow, and that's what we're here to do.
So what would a business need to do if they needed to seek financing from the SBA? Just give us a quick overview of what they would need to bring with them or what they would need to have.
Sure. So first of all, the business owner would go to the bank. Pretty much every bank in every state is a preferred lender if they're a major bank and not a credit union. And you'd go and apply for the loan there. And the bank can tell you one of 3 things. Yes, you've got your financing. Here you go. We're all set. No, we can't get the deal done right now. Or yes, we can do it, but you're going to need a guarantee from the SBA. And then the bank would come to us on the backside of it and say, this is the deal we're looking at. Does this meet SBA's credit terms, our cash flow terms? I mean, we look at the cash flow more than the credit score, which is how we can help people. Traditionally, if you're going to a bank to get financing, credit score is going to be the most important thing right off the bat. So we want to make sure, as a business owner, as someone trying to get financing, that you manage that well. You also need to prove to the bank that you know what you're talking about in the industry you're going into. So you want to open a restaurant or a pizzeria, but you've been a manufacturer your entire life. You're going to get a lot more questions from a bank because you don't have the experience in that industry. So someone on your team should have that experience, and if not, that's something you're going to have to prove to the bank. So
That's
those
interesting,
are
because that kind of goes into the next question, is what people need to understand before they go and apply for that financing. It's not just I've got this great idea, give me the money. There's a lot of education that goes into that as well.
exactly. So what do you need to understand? What do you need to do, right? You got to have a business plan if you're going to apply for any financing. And that you should go see our resource partners at our Small Business Development Centers, SCORE, Women's Business Center, Veteran Business Outreach Center. That's where you can get help in putting that information together. Once you have a business plan together and 3 years of financial projections, then you have a good estimation of what it's going to take to run the business, how much money you're going to need. When you go to a bank, you should have an exact dollar amount ready. You shouldn't say, I might need 50,000, I might need 100,000. That's a big difference, right? And the bank wants to see that you've done your homework. So that's important to show them as well. Every bank is going to ask you for a personal guarantee. Your business does not have credit yet, especially when it's starting out. And even if your business has been in business and has some business credit, the bank is still going to want to see you personally guarantee, which means sign off equity in your home or potentially a retirement portfolio, whatever it may be. You have to be prepared to come up with something if you can't pay the loan back that the bank could use to finish paying that loan. Also, one of the biggest things is you want to make sure that you have 20% of the money you tell the bank that you need to start a business ready. So you tell a bank, I need $100,000 to start my business. They'll say, great. We can lend you $80,000 and bring your own $20,000 to the table. You'll often hear that referred to as skin in the game, but banks want to make sure that you've got something invested, so it's not something you're just going to walk away from.
It's just like buying a house.
Exactly.
You got to have that down payment.
Yep.
So you have a
Yep.
down payment investing on your future.
Mm-hmm.
Getting ready to wrap up, but I know we have utilized SBA programming. This was the first year we haven't had Straight Talk. There were a lot of great, no, we did have Straight Talk.
Yes, we did.
We did have Straight Talk,
Yep.
yes.
Yes. Yep.
You guys do so much great programming. Just give us a quick overview of some of the programming. And if you are a BBB accredited business, check your inbox, because we do send invites to SBA webinars and programming. There was just one, the boot camp, the small business boot camp is this week, which was great. But talk about some of the other programming that you guys do.
Yeah, so we're doing e-commerce boot camp for small businesses. Our last session wraps up this week. We do credit workshops. We do workshops on how to finance your business. Now we're taking our training to a Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're going to really kind of focus on some of the social media and web marketing things. We really feel like businesses now should be plowing a lot of resources into understanding that, whether it's time or money, because we don't know what's going to happen with COVID as we move forward, and we want to make sure that we're all prepared to make sales and still operate our businesses in some capacity. And with the internet and doing that online, there's an opportunity there for people.
Absolutely, and that's something we talk to our businesses about all the time, is managing that online reputation, making sure their social media is up to date, making sure their website's in good working order, because that's where people are going first. 90% of all searches start on a mobile device. Is your website optimized? So that's all that really good information that the SBA provides, BBB provides to businesses. So Greg, real quick, what is the web address that everybody can go to get more information about the SBA?
www.sba.gov. You'll find all the information you need and can connect with resource partners in your local area. I know you cover upstate New York. There are 27 small business development centers in New York State, countless SCORE chapters, 3 or 4 women's business centers, a veteran business outreach center. So the help is there. Please make the call. We're here to help you before you make any decisions with your business.
And the last question, how much does it cost for this kind of help?
Well, I usually charge nothing. Wow, it's free. Look at that.
It's free.
Can't beat that. So we're here for you, and really All of our advisors are experienced, have been through probably the situations you're going through with other clients of theirs even, or in their own businesses themselves. So please reach out, free resource and here to help.
Absolutely. Well, Greg, thank you so much. SBA.gov, BBB.org. Check out the resources we have available to you.
Thank you so much, Melanie.
Thank you.